Hey guys, welcome back to Next Level Fitness. So this playlist that's going to be up on the channel, basically it's going to be an after workout stretching. That's going to be the main focus. So after workout stretching, you're going to want to do 2 to 3 repetitions of every stretch. You're going to be holding them for about 20 to 30 seconds each. And again, stressing that this is after workout stretching. You don't want to do these before a workout because the point behind them is getting the muscles to relax and back to its normal state. If you do that before you do a warm-up, before you do your workout, you can actually increase the chance of injuring yourselves. Okay, so take a look at the stretches, guys. Any feedback or any questions, feel free to contact me. And all right, here we go. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start off with a quad stretch. So basically a quad muscle group is right here. That can get tight doing any kind of leg exercises, so it's going to be good to stretch them out afterwards so you don't get all cramped up. So what you can do, I recommend doing this holding onto something. Reason for it is because if you aren't holding onto anything and you're bouncing around a lot, you're not really focusing on the stretch. What you're doing is actually trying to focus on your balance, which takes away from the point of it. So you have a wall or structure you can just hold on to get your balance. What you do, bring your leg up, hold it this way. Now, a lot of people tend to do the stretch this way, and this is what you're going to see commonly. What you want to do is bring it closer to the leg, and as you pull up on the foot here, push your hip forward this way. A nice good stretch, and like I said, hold for about 20 to 30 seconds. Do 2 to 3 repetitions of it on both sides, and that is your quad stretch. Okay, guys, so now I'm going to cover a hip flexor stretch. This is going to be a kneeling hip flexor stretch. So your hip flexors are right here. If you work an office job and you're sitting all day, you're going to notice that these are going to get very, very tight. So this is a good stretch for that, like not just after workout, but throughout the day. So what you want to do, pick a leg, you're going to kneel down. And from here, you're going to lean your body forward. Okay, I can already feel that. It's stretching right in here. And to intensify the stretch, what you could do as you lean forward, bring your upper body up. That just gives it a little bit more of an intense stretch. Again, hold 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat for 2 to 3 repetitions. Okay. All right, guys. So now we're going to focus on an adductor stretch. So your adductor muscles and muscles in between here, they can also get very tight with leg exercising or a lot of activities, say bike riding, things like that. So what you want to do for this stretch, pick the leg that's going to be affected by it. So it's going to be my left leg. So my right leg is down, my knee's down. What you do is you put your leg out, not too far, right until you feel the stretch. And then just push back until you feel stretch in the adductor or the groin area, and just hold. Now with this stretch, there is a moving version of it, but that's more used as a warm-up. The point of this one is just an after workout stretch. So again, holding it for about 20, 30 seconds, 2 to 3 times. And that is your abductor stretch. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna cover a hamstring stretch. So many different types. This one I find is the simplest to do. So what you want to do, pick a leg. Let's say I'm going to pick the right leg. So I'm going to turn this way so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But you could probably pan around once I'm in the stretch so you can get like all angles. So what you do, this is my leg that I'm going to stretch. My back leg, make sure I have a little bit of a bend in it. This leg comes forward. So almost locked out, but not quite. So you can kind of see the way the leg is set up. Now, your flexibility is going to determine how far down you're going to go. But what I recommend is do not press on your leg. More like slide down your leg with your hands at the side. And right where you feel the stretch, like right there for me, I'm feeling the stretch. I could probably take it a little bit further, but you don't want to stretch to the point where you're in pain. So you're going to hold it this way. As you're sliding down, I'll do it again. You just want to make sure you hip hinge, basically push your butt back, and there is the stretch. If you want to add like a little bit more to it, like say your calves, what you do, see how I'm flat-footed here? You just raise that up. And that now gets the stretch into the calf area. See here, a couple of geese overhead. Anyway, that is the hamstring stretch. And give it a try. So the rest of this stuff actually applies to it. Hold for 20-30 seconds, 2 to 3 reps. Okay. So now we're going to go over a glute stretch. So glute, this area here, your butt. Again, can get tight. A lot of leg workouts, a lot of squats, glute focused workouts, things like that. So stretch it out. Simple stretch. I have a mat here. So what you want to do, get down on the mat. Since my right side is facing the camera, I'm going to use that side. So what you do is you bring your knee up, use your arms, bring it back in towards you a little bit more. You should feel that stretch coming through this side here. Again, just going to hold 20 to 30 seconds, 2 or 3 repetitions of it, and then do the other side. So that, what I did there, typically when you go into a stretch, what you don't want to do is exit the stretch the same way. So that's why I kind of rotate out and bring my leg back down. And that is the glute stretch. All right guys, so now we're gonna do a abductor stretch. So the abductor muscles are more on the outside part of the body. So again, that's abductor, not to be confused with adductor. So again, part of this is going to be the glute stretch as well. So what you're going to do, same position, laying down, bringing the leg up, bringing the knee in towards you. But now to target your adductors, what you do, take your arm, bring it across this side, try to bring it down. You should feel that stretch right through here, especially if you're really, really tight. Again, holding for 20 to 30 seconds, 2 to 3 repetitions. And like I said before, you don't want to exit the stretch the same way you entered it. So up and out. And that is the hip abductor stretch. Okay guys, so now I'm going to be covering a back stretch. So this one, you might want a little bit of assistance from either a door frame or some kind of pillar or something you can hold on to. So this one, we're going to stretch your right lat, your back. So what you do is grab on about shoulder height or mid-chest height. Take a step back. You're going to hinge, push back with the hip while holding on, and just let yourself feel the stretch right through here. If you want, what you can do while holding is kind of tilt your body the opposite way. So tilt to the left. Just to intensify the stretch. And that is a back lat stretch with the assistance from either a pillar, a pole, or some kind of structure that you can hold on to. All right, so now we're going to cover a chest stretch. So this one, again, you're going to have to use something for a little bit of support or assist. Door frame, pillar, wall, pole, whatever you can like brace your arm against. So with this one, what you want to do is you're going to set up about shoulder or mid-chest height. You can actually do higher and lower, but let's just keep it a little basic for now. So make sure you're supported. Now what you're going to do is turn away from your arm. The arm that's holding that leg is going to come forward. The opposite leg is going to go back. Now, you could probably, depending how tight you are, you'll probably already feel the stretch. If you need a little bit more, turn your chest forward more. Lean into the arm. Keep a little bit of a bend in the elbow so that you don't put all the force and all the stress into it. All right, if you're looking for more than that, you can take your arm, put it behind your back in a hammerlock position, round that right shoulder back, and just intensify the stretch. So again, just do it to your comfort level, and your flexibility. That is the chest stretch with the assist from, again, a wall, a pole, pillar, whatever you can use to brace yourself. Okay. All right, so now we're going to cover a stretch for the shoulder area, but it's also going to affect the neck. So if you notice that you're really tight in this area here, this is going to be a good stretch for that. So first off, what you're going to do, and I'm going to stretch this side. So taking the arm, I call it hammerlock position. If you follow wrestling, you'll know what that is. Arm behind the back here. So even doing this right now, I always have tight shoulders, so I can feel this right now, right through here. But I'm going to add the neck part to it, and what that is, take your hand, put it on this side of your head. Now do not yank. You're just going to let the weight of your arm bring your neck down to the other side and just hold the stretch. When you're done, release, do the opposite side again, 20 to 30 second holds, 2 to 3 reps each stretch. Okay, so now we're going to cover a bicep stretch. So biceps can be kind of tricky to stretch, but what you have to remember as well with stretching is you want to lengthen the muscle, basically have it go in the opposite direction of its movement. So with the bicep, it's used to bring your arm here, flexing it. So what you want to do is go the other way. So what you can do is keep your arm out stretched, take the other hand this way, and just extend down. Just apply a little bit of pressure to the wrist here, because again, you don't want to hyperextend your elbow. If you're not feeling the stretch, you can just lift your arm up a little bit higher, and you should be able to feel it that way. All right, so actually what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to also add in a stretch for your wrist flexors. So that's the muscle on this side of the arm here. So doing that bicep stretch, you can actually feel in your wrist flexors, but to target it more specifically without the bicep, what you want to do, again, that position right here, keep the arm bent, and just add the pressure to the hand. You should feel that stretch intensify through here. Again, if you've been watching the other videos, 20 to 30 second holds, 2 to 3 reps each, and that's stretching out the bicep and the wrist flexors. Okay, so now I'm going to be stretching my tricep. So the tricep is the area right here. And after, I'll also show you a wrist extensor stretch. Basically the muscles on this side of the forearm. Okay, so to stretch out your tricep, what you want to do is take your arm, almost like you're going to give yourself a pat on the back. Make sure your elbow is pointed up. And again, how far it goes up is going to be based off your own flexibility. Take the opposite arm, you're going to come across, grab the elbow. And now, again, you don't want to yank, you just want to gently lift up and back. Just like that. You'll feel that stretch. 20 to 30 second holds. 2 to 3 repetitions. All right, and release. So that was tricep stretch. Now we're going to do the wrist extensors, back of the forearm right here. So to do this one, you're going to bring your arm across, grab your wrist this way, just going to press down. So this one, you may not feel it all the way up here. You'll feel it definitely in the wrist right to here, but that is what you want. Holding same amount of time, 20 to 30 seconds, 2 to 3 repetitions. And that is a tricep stretch and a wrist extensor stretch. So now we're going to cover a stretch for the abdominals, or rectus abdominis. So it's the muscles in front here, your abs. So you want to cover these or stretch these because they should be involved in every exercise you're doing, basically tensing up. And then on top of that, some people really focus on them doing a lot of crunches and stuff, so they can get very tight. So what you want to do, this one is, people know it as a Cobra stretch. So you have your mat, you're going to come down. Get your hands in the optimal position for you. So for me, it's about here. You squeeze your glutes and arc up. So again, depending on your flexibility, well, that's going to depend how high up you get. Again, you don't want to put too much pressure on your lower back by forcing yourself up. Just in the position where you can feel the stretch in the abs. And then return to that same position, or to that laying position. So again, it's going to look like this. And then back down. So that is a stretch for the abs, rectus abdominis, muscles in the front here. Like I said, 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat 2 to 3 times. All right, so now we're going to cover a stretch for your obliques. So your obliques are basically your ab muscles on the side here, part of your core. A lot of people you'll see training them by doing twists or side bends. So to stretch these ones, what we're going to do is hold a twist position. So I'm going to face away, all right? Keep a little bit of a bend in your legs. Now, you can keep your arms up, kind of parallel to the ground. Twist. Hold that position, about 20 to 30 seconds. And let's just say I've done 30 seconds on that side, and twist the other way. Again, your level of flexibility will determine how far around you get. Keep practicing those, you'll increase your flexibility over time. And return. So that is the stretch for the obliques. 20 to 30 second holds, 2 to 3 times each side. Okay, so now I'm going to be covering a stretch for your calves here. If you're like me, your calves are always very tight. No matter what you do, so you're always going to have to keep stretching them. So one stretch that I like to do is a wall assisted stretch. There's 2 versions of it. This one is a little bit easier of a version for someone to do. So you're going to find a wall, pick a leg that's going to be stretched. So I'm going to do my right side. So my right leg is going to be back. My left leg is going to be forward, bent at the knee. I'm going to put my hands on the wall. I'm going to push or lean into the wall, trying to keep my left foot as it is and keep my right foot down. So right there, I already feel that stretch. If I want to make it a little bit more intense, I bend the knee. Oh yeah, there it is. Yep, good stretch. All right, I'm gonna do the other side just because, again, my calves are very tight. So again, now I'm gonna be doing the left leg. So the left leg is back, right leg is down. You wanna keep your left foot on the ground, bend in the right knee, lean into the wall. Then bend. If you want to intensify it, give that left knee a little bit of a bend. And yep, there it is. And that is your calf stretch with assistance from the wall.